Hello everyone, and welcome to the video. Today's video is about joint mobility. We've got a short full body joint mobility follow along video for you here. Now, why joint mobility and why is that important? Well, most of us these days sit, if you're of a certain age, probably sit quite a lot of your day. The problem is our joints, they can start to break down if we don't use them. This can lead to a lot of problems. With joint mobility, what we're looking to do is mobilize the key joints, and what that does for us, it helps to bring fresh blood flow to the joint. It also kind of helps to protect the joint. So in each of our joints there is something called synovial fluid, and this is a fluid that sits in the joints and sort of surrounds the joint. Now when we're sort of in a normal sort of state, if we've been sat down for a while, this synovial fluid takes on the form of almost like honey left in the fridge. It's got like crystals, it's got little lumpy bits in there, and so it doesn't do a great job of protecting the joints. So if we're walking down the street one day and it's a cold morning as winter comes along to us soon, and we kind of knock into something, or we kind of run for the bus, we can maybe feel it in our hips and our knees, on our ankles and so on. Now, on the opposite side, if we're warmed up, if we've mobilized all of our major joints, the synovial fluid within the joint will be a bit more like warm honey. And when it's warm, it's all liquidy, and it can get in and around the joint, covering the bone, the cartilage. And so when we get knock, when we're moving around, our joints are a lot more supple. There's less kind of grinding of bone on bone, cartilage on cartilage, and this is what we're looking to aim to do. Is when we're mobilizing, we want to kind of get that joint nice and warm. All the fluids in the joint are kind of getting in and around the joint to protect it, and this is something we want to do often, because the more we do that, the more supple, more well looked after our joints are. Also a point on muscle tissue. Some of the movements, not all, but a few of these ones, it's going to be focused on stretching out the muscle tissue, maybe the chest, maybe the upper back. And that's important too, because as we get more sedentary, we sit still more, we lose flexibility in some of these key muscle tissues. So joint mobility is a very useful thing we can do before exercise as part of our warm-up. We can do it the day after exercise to help recovery. We can also do it just to help maintain those joints of ours, because you know we've got 2 ankles, 2 knees, 2 hip joints, elbows, shoulders, and so on. We need to look after those. If we can mobilize our joints regularly, we can protect those bits of bone and cartilage from grinding on each other, and that's going to last us longer into our lives, so we can, you know, be a bit more mobile as we enter our senior years, so to speak. So with all that said, we're going to make a start now going through the routine, and the first one is very simple. It's essentially just warming up the muscle tissue in the chest and the upper back. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side, and then we're going to go overhead and out to the 45-degree angles. So when we bring our arms back, we're going to stretch our chest, and when we bring our arms in front, we're going to stretch out our upper back. This is a good one to start off with if we're doing any form of exercise. Nice to get the back, the chest stretched out. Again, this one's not so much about the joints and the synovial fluid, as I mentioned earlier, more about that muscle tissue. Now when we're going our arms back, we want to go too far. We're not warmed up for one, so we just want to kind of stretch out the muscles around the chest. So we bring the arms back, but not too fast. We want to take it easy. Again, we're looking to prevent injuries, not cause injuries here. So we can cross our arms over, one up, one down. We can hit those 45 degrees. We can do this for about 30 seconds or so. Once we've done that, we should feel we've warmed up a bit. We feel a bit more supple through the chest, across the back, around the shoulders as well. From there, we're going to switch to our neck. We've got our hands on our hips, and we're just going to rotate our neck from side to side. Now we can start off with a small motion going around 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, And then as we warm up our neck and we go side to side, more and more, back side to side, side to side, we'll be able to go to this more 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, east or west. 30, 40 repetitions just to stretch out that neck and get that synovial fluid in the neck all nice and liquidy, as we said before. This next one, we're going to be looking at the lower torso. So we're standing up nice and upright, and we're just leaning from side to side. And you can see my hands are running down my legs towards my knees. Initially, we're not going very far. And so we've got muscle tissue from one side, below the ribs, attaching to the thigh bone. And the same on the other side. So we stretch one side, we stretch the other side. We go back and forth, back and forth. There's a lot of muscle tissue down here. And we just want to warm it up, stretch it out. First thing in the morning, we can feel quite tight, not much motion. So this one is a good one just to kind of get a feel for how we're doing. Stretching one side and stretching the other side. Don't have to go too much with this one. Again, we just want to kind of stretch out that muscle tissue to prevent any injury. About a minute on that one. From there, we're going to stand. We're just going to twist one way and twist the other way. And our hands are going to be just kind of spinning along. You see the front hand crosses the belly button, and you can't really see the back hand will cross the spine as well. So we're hitting that same part of muscle tissue below the ribs, attaching to the top of the thigh bones. Again, after a long night's sleep or a long session sat, that can get quite tight. So we twist one way, we twist the other way. Stay nice and relaxed again with the muscle tissue rather than the joints mobility, this one. Again, we can spend about a minute doing that or so. And from here, we're going to hit our hips. We're going to bring our leg up to the front and then circle it out to the side. Bring the leg up and then circle out to the side. Knee to the waist, out to the side. We come up 12 o'clock, thereabouts. We come out to 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock, depending on the side. And this gets those hip sockets. So this is very much joint mobility. Hip sockets, need to look after those. Ball and socket joints, up to 12, out to 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whichever way we're going. The way we've done there is opening the gate, and now we're going to close the gate. We come out now to the side, and then our leg goes to the center. We start out the side, comes to the center. Leg starts out the side, comes to the center. We'll start off, well, before we do this one, obviously our hip is quite cool, normal sort of situation. After we do a few sets of this one, we can really feel those hips warmed up, feel a bit more supple, a bit more loose. And that's what we're looking to do. That's the whole idea of this joint mobility. Get those hips in nice position, or nice condition rather, so that day after exercise we can recover. Before exercise we're nice and ready to exercise. So this next one, we're going to target specifically the shoulders, but the elbows will also get mobilized. We're going to start with our fingers pointing to us, towards our chest. We're going to extend the arms away so that the fingers face away from each other. So the fingers face towards each other, close to the chest, elbows bent, and we extend our arms away and our fingers will point away. So we're going to go from inward rotation to external rotation of the shoulders, and plus we'll get some flexion and extension through the elbows. Nice one for targeting the shoulders. This very useful for before exercise and the day after for recovery. This next one targets the elbows. We've got both hands in front, those arms in front. We straighten the arms and then bend the arms, and as you can see there's a different hand on top each time. Shoulders not doing too much, it's the elbows flexing and extending. Soft with the elbows. We don't want to straighten them too much, any problems clicking. We just want to flex and extend, flex and extend. Different arm on top each time, as you can see. And this just targets those elbows. So we're working down the arm. Now we get to the wrists. So we have our hands on in front, and we're going to circle one hand over and then the other hand. We're trying to make the hands, make the wrists make like a nice circular motion. like a figure of 8 almost motion, and so this will really get those wrists warmed up. Also the muscle tissue in the forearms will feel this. We're circling one way, we get used to that, and then we will circle back the other way. We're trying to make the hand make as much of a rotation as possible. You see my elbows are fixed in place, that way the hand has to sort of make this figure of 8 motion to be able to clear. Palm facing, palm away, palm facing, palm away. Once we get that one, we can go back the other way. I like to go slow one way, slow the other way, and then a bit quicker both ways. And again, this one will pretty quickly get those wrists full of blood, all nice and warm. Now we're going to do some finger bends. I've got my hands in front, as you can see. I'm going to bend my thumbs only, and keep the rest of the fingers straight. Now it's the index fingers and index fingers only. Trying to keep everything else straight. Middle fingers only. Now ring fingers. Now little fingers. Ring fingers like to come along. Now we go thumbs again. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Thumb, index, ring, little. It's quite surprising how this can really, we can really feel this quite quickly. The forearms really feel it. And the hands, you can really feel tendons working away. Now we're switching to our knees. We're going to come up on one leg. We're going to extend the leg forward and back. You see, I'm not straightening my leg too much. I'm just forward and back, forward and back. My knee is going to be nicely mobilized. We don't want any grinding or snapping of the leg. We're just going to go forward and back, forward and back. And as we do that, that liquid, as we spoke about earlier, the synovial fluid in that knee joint, is going to warm up and it's going to coat the inside of the joint. Now we switch to the other leg. Bring the heel close and then point the foot away. Not too straight with the leg. We want to look after our knees. Again, back and forth. Anytime we move a joint back and forth, that synovial fluid is going to get more liquid and it's going to fill up the joint with this liquid. So the volume of the joint is going to increase, and so it's prepared for movement. Now we've got ankles. We're going up and down, up and down, up and down. 15, 20, 25 reps. You'll feel this in the muscles below the knee as well as we go. Up and down, up and down. And from there, we're going to switch to doing circles. So we can go counterclockwise or clockwise. And you'll find maybe one of your ankles will do this pretty easily, and the other ankle just has a bit of trouble doing this. So we're trying to make it nice and circular. And again, that muscle tissue around the calf and the shin will feel this pretty quickly. We go clockwise, and then we're going to switch to counterclockwise, or whichever way. We just want to go up and down, and then we're going to do these circles. Again, this just mobilizing that ankle. Help with the suppleness. Once we do one leg, we're going to switch to the other one. We're back to up and down. This one we can do pretty quickly, so you can do 15, 20, 30 reps, up and down, and from there we circle. And it's important to have our knee at our waist here, using our hamstring to keep our heel close. We don't want our leg extended because the hip flexors will really feel this. So again, we're going to go clockwise or anti-clockwise for 15, 20, 25, and then we're going to switch and come back the other way. Next, when you try this, compare one ankle to the other. A lot of my students favor one ankle to the other. You know, it's difficult to draw a circle with one, but the other one's not so bad. Final one, we're going to come to the feet now. So we're almost done. We're going to take a seat, and we're going to ball up our feet, scrunch our toes, and then spread those toes wide. Scrunch them in, spread them wide. Scrunch them in, very simple one. Getting all those toes moving. Get the feet moving, just to introduce a little bit of heat, suppleness to the feet. They can really take a battering, and that's it. Well, that concludes our full body mobility. It doesn't take too long, as you can see. If we've been working away sat down, we can spend 10-12 minutes mobilizing the body, which will help with mental performance. As I say, we can do it before exercise, we can do it the day after for recovery, and you don't have to use the exercise I've used here. If you've got something from your history that you've used for mobilizing a certain joint, by all means use that. Important thing is to look after our joints, and that's using mobility just to aid our longevity, so we can be mobile going into our our later years. Please like and subscribe if you like this content, and I'll be back with another video soon. Thanks very much.